Yes. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is your girl, Kris, and you have tuned into the City Highlight Radio Show. As you guys can see, I have a special guest joining me. We got a little ambiance. I know it looks a little different. You guys are accustomed to me being in the studio. But since I have a special guest joining me and we're going to have this whole conversation, you know what? Instead of me introducing her, I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Okay. So hi, I'm Wynter Patterson. Many of you know me from Ready to Love season 3. I am the self-love advocate. I'm all about love, self-love, and anything that helps you to be your highest self. So I'm really happy to be here today.
I'm really excited to have you. We're going to have a conversation. As you guys saw, I posted. There are top five. I decided toxic people and how to spot them. I have some that I pulled from the 15. There were actually 15 of them.
15 types?
15.
That I would imagine 15.
I think I came up with 5 more, but then I think it was me picking apart some of the ones that they used. But I picked the top 5, and I thought the best person to join me in having a conversation about it would be a self-love advocate.
I think so too.
Now,
Good choice.
We have 3
I was
topics.
excited when you sent me the information that we'd be talking about toxic people because we talk about ourselves, but sometimes we need to look at the people who we're surrounding ourselves with.
Girl, you preaching to the choir. You know, I'm about to pass the collection plate around because we're about to have church. As you know, that's the sincerest energy from where this conversation came. I was trying to fit in topics that I know could benefit myself as well as help the audience. And unfortunately, we tend to surround ourselves by people, not knowing if they're good for us or bad for us. But as people, we need people.
Absolutely.
A lot of times, especially nice people, good people tend to, get the short end of the stick because they take your kindness for weakness. But I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you. I'm always here to help.
You know what? You've picked out some good ones so we can actually identify if some of the people that we're dating are just not the right ones.
We're going to get into this. But before we get all deep into these, I want to get into some of your business.
All right.
Not your personal business. Well, a little bit, but more of your professional business. As you know, as they know, you're the self-love advocate. You were also on Ready for Love. Let's find out from that experience, if you had it all to do over again, would you do it again? Would you go on? Because Kris is going back. Kris is going to be back on this season.
Right.
If you had the opportunity to go back on the show, would you go back on the show?
No. No, I would not. And I've said in several interviews, for me, I feel like I've been there, done that. I did it and I met some amazing people. Didn't quite work out for me in the love department.
Right.
But it's hard to give someone the driver's seat of your narrative. Right?
Man.
And that's what you do when you go on reality TV. You say, okay, the editor, producers, you create whatever character you want with my sound bites with who I am.
Right. And they will do it.
And you hope that, right. Thankfully, I feel like my story was told in a way where they did show my authenticity, like who I am.
Right.
But I still had to wade through some BS.
And I saw that. And when it comes to reality TV, I know editing is everything. And they're always trying to get those sound bites and get those aha moments where people are going to want to tune in. But it's always at the extent of somebody's character.
That's right.
And all of them were professional women, that have careers outside of this one season of Ready for Love. So, and I'm just going to be honest. I was like, ooh, from what I saw, there was so many toxic people.
What
did I say that?
She said it. I didn't say it.
No, I'm serious.
Listen.
Mean girl. Like, I felt like I was in high school. We got a couple of them in our list. We got a couple of them in our list. Okay, so now that you've had the experience, you say you wouldn't do it again. How would you advise? Because we got our sisters. We got, what is it, 10 ladies and 10 men?
10 ladies and 10 men.
So if you had the opportunity to have 5 minutes alone with all of them,
okay,
how would you advise them in going into this interesting endeavor of Ready to Love?
I would tell them, I would have forewarned them that we are operating on exhaustion. because I shared with many people, like, we film 15 to 18 hours a day. So there was a camera in your face pretty much from the time you walked out of your door until maybe 1:30 a.m. every night.
That's gotta be hard.
That's very hard.
That alone, like that alone. I'm not always on like that.
Exactly. And a lot of your decisions are, I don't even know if we were really thinking clearly because we in a haze. You got people every minute telling you, go here, go change, hurry up, fix this, fix that. And so I would just say, listen, like, give yourself grace. Understand you're probably operating out of exhaustion, and, just have a good time. And I had a great time.
That would be the best advice. Enjoy yourself.
Right. Like,
because it is an experience.
When will you ever have all of this attention, makeup artists, hair people on standby, when we have all of these friends that you can kick it with without having to worry about working every day?
Okay. So that for me as a girl, that is kind of inviting. It's just the invasiveness of it all.
Very invasive.
Oh, seriously, like, okay, wigs. I wear hair pieces. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this day I might not. So how does that work? Are they like, when you're in your room, is that your private space?
That is your private space.
Okay. So they're not that invasive to where they catch you coming out with your do-rag on and
they could.
Oh, wow.
Right. Like, nothing is off limits. So if you come out of your room and the cameraman is right there, they can certainly get it. If you're going to each other's room, which we all did.
Oh, wow. You knew I was going to go with it.
They caught it. And in fact, I talked about they installed those cameras later on after they saw how much it was,
okay,
going.
Transitioning over to my next question. As you know, these are grown people. We're all, adults. This is a grown folks show. At the end of the day, man, it was some very attractive people in that house.
Very.
The sex had to have been happening back and forth.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. Like, seriously, I can be like, okay, I'll speak for myself.
Okay.
And I know for me, I wasn't gonna, like, I just met these men. You know what I mean? So I wasn't gonna just cloud my judgment like that.
I get it.
You see what I'm saying?
I can see the Southern belle that you are, that would be your perspective, but I sincerely don't think everybody.
I could be wrong because I was thinking about, people always ask me, like, I'm sure people was getting down. And I'm like, no, nobody was. But
so it was no bolo moments. You didn't hear no ooh, eyes or none of that.
No.
Okay, I commend you, good people.
We really did. But it was but we did. Everybody did go to each other's room.
Okay.
And it was always after hours because we never ever stopped filming before 1:30 a.m.
Are you serious?
Never.
Wow.
I think it was one night when we got to go to bed at 10, and I think it was maybe the day that Joy had left and everybody was like really heavy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and they allowed us to go to bed early, but we never finished before 1. So 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. And I don't know if you remember on the reunion when Tommy was like, "Look like some of y'all didn't. None of y'all got sleep. Like y'all didn't even sleep because."
It was just 24. Yeah. How were you sleeping? When were you sleeping?
We would kind of hang out in each other's rooms and decompress and kind of talk about the day and, producers we didn't like, stuff that happened. Like, can you believe they sent me to the pool and nobody was there? Blah, blah, blah.
So it was all kind of madness behind the scenes like that too.
Oh, sure.
I guess that's good for the ratings. My question to you is, I understand that love didn't happen, but I'm a sister.
Sure.
I'm my sister's keeper. I know you must have made some amazing relationships there with the females. Maybe not so with the men, but did you really bond and create some great sisterhoods?
I did, because I'm a like girl's girl, women's empowerment girl, sister like you.
Right.
So I love women. I'm not intimidated by women. Yes. I appreciate a beautiful woman that's got her stuff together
and would love to be in the space of those and keep myself in the company. I won't have it any other way, because I'm like, you are the company that you keep.
That's it. So yes, I talk to several of my girls on the regular. I talk to Joy all the time. Awesome. I talked to Naya yesterday. Naya actually does my hair, so shout out to Naya.
Okay. Me and Naya, I had to realize it was just TV.
And
that, because I was like, well, wait a minute, and I was like, you know what?
It's TV. But I mean, she's sassy. Don't mistake my girl.
I see it, but I love it.
But beautiful heart.
Okay.
You know, great person. It just, you know, at that moment, you know, hey, that's the sassy part came out. And
No, it is what it is. And all of us,
Right.
women especially, I'm not going to say, men probably don't relish in their characteristic of sassiness, but some of them do.
Some men are sassy.
At the end of the day, that's a great personality to have. And that's probably one of the best people to connect with, because you have that energy of fun.
Right.
If nothing else, she fun, she live.
She gonna have a
You're
good
gonna have
time.
a good time. Okay, with that being said, the Say What subject is basically how to spot toxic people. One of them was the controller.
Okay.
Number one, nobody should have to ask for permission or be heavily directed on what to wear, how to look, who to spend, what money on. None of that. If that person is trying to tell you how to do you, that might not be the person that you want to be in a relationship with or be friends with. Do you have any experiences with the controller?
You see how I came up to the mic?
Yes, because you got a word.
Yes. I actually, as much as I understand and know self-love, I actually found myself in a situation with a narcissist not long ago. And they're so crafty and manipulative that you almost miss it.
You do miss it. Like
you do.
I've never dated because I see them, but I've had friends and I've been in spaces with them. I'm a Scorpio. I'm big on energy. And something about the narcissist energy, I see it.
You see it immediately.
But they're so crafty.
And the thing about it is they choose. I thought, I was like, what would make them choose me? They choose strong women because that's a bigger catch.
That's for them is the challenge.
Yes, the challenge.
Oh,
like, all right, if I can break her down.
BS, but if I can
break her down. Right. So I had a narcissist that set his eyes on me, and it was a fun relationship. I knew that it wasn't lasting, but I definitely experienced the controlling and the belittling, and and thank God it didn't go long, but I had him, kind of, it was very, very subtle things.
Right. And it's almost like a backhanded compliment.
That's it.
You're beautiful, but if you know what I'm saying, or you shouldn't, and it's like those type of things right there. Anytime you start telling me what I shouldn't, or I feel like you're trying to break my character,
right?
That's a red flag immediately, because, and I'm not gonna say just because I have such the highest esteem, but I do love the hell out of me, and it's really difficult for me to even stomach somebody who's trying to tell me that I'm not perfect. I know that, but I'm the best me, and I'm trying to get better. So why would you try to find the flaw in that?
And you know what else he would do
behind it?
You know what he would do? He would constantly fix me.
Like you're a little dog.
Like something was wrong, to make me conscious, like, fixing my shirt or, brushing it.
Okay, to give you the mindset that something is wrong.
Like, you think you're looking good, but you got a hair on your shoulder.
And if it wasn't for me, I gotta. Come
on.
Y'all better pay attention to that. The controller, he is the one.
We just listen. You want to say hi to my Instagram audience? They here with us.
Instagram, how y'all doing? Hey, y'all. Hey, this is your girl, Kris. Y'all have tuned into the City Highlights right here on GMT. Y'all, we finna get into this conversation because we got to help y'all figure out who not to deal with. Now, you have number 2. What's yours, number 2?
Number 2, the taker. All relationships are about give and take, but if you're with a taker, you'll be doing all the giving and they'll be doing all the taking. Think about what you get from the relationship. If it's nothing, it might be time to question why you're there. We all have a limited amount of resources, emotional energy, time, etc., to share between our relationships. Every time you say yes to someone who doesn't deserve you, you're saying no to someone who does.
Ooh, that's a word right there. I like that.
Give your energy to the people who deserve it. And when you're drawing up the list of deserving ones, make sure your own name is at the top.
Okay, so that's not only a helpful hint, but it's also some self-affirmation.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think is very important when you're dealing with any type of toxic person, is affirming yourself and knowing who you are and knowing your worth. And once you firm in that, then it's kind of hard for anybody to deviate that. Right. But we're all human and we all have vulnerable moments.
Right.
And I myself have dealt with a taker and probably can say it became a point to where I thought the giving was necessary.
Oh,
Have you ever had somebody who can I call it selling points.
Okay.
They sell you on it. They don't ask, but they suggestively sell. Oh, I could do so and so and so and so if I had this, this, and this.
What?
And then of course you wanted to be that person's confidant, be their strength, be there, whatever you feel like they missing, then you become that, and you find yourself giving and giving and giving, and them taking and taking and taking, and then when you ask for reciprocity, something wrong with you.
You know what? That's one of the ones I have not had a issue with or haven't met yet. Thank God.
And it's not just been that. I can say one romantic, but I've also had female friends
that are takers
that I had to cut off because I'm a nice person.
You're a giver.
I'm a giver at fault, but I give what I want you to have. I don't have a problem, especially in growth. I'm not gonna give you nothing I can't afford to separate with. And if you're manipulative, thinking that you're getting something out of it, then that's your bad. Because I know I gave what I had to give, and I'm done. But trust and believe there are people that will continue to take all you have to get. Okay, you got number 3, 2. I gave you 2 and 3.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3, the absent. These versions of toxic people won't return texts or phone calls and will only be available when it suits them.
Absent. Hashtag absent.
Usually when they want something, you might find yourself wondering whether they got your message, whether they're okay, or whether you've done something to upset them. No relationship should involve this much guesswork. That's a word.
Man, I mean,
yeah. You want to go first?
I'm gonna let you. I went first last time. It's your turn to go first. I put all my business in these H-Town streets.
The absent. I just don't know how many times. I don't know that I've definitely encountered this person, but I don't know how long they would last with me, because you can only ignore my text messages so many times before I stop texting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
you can only ignore my calls before you start getting sent to voicemail whenever you call.
Because I'm, like I said, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm really really, really, really receptive on treating people how you want to be treated. And the closest thing to absent I could probably say would be this. That sounds like some of these deadbeat dads out here.
Oh,
now maybe some children have experienced the absent, but as far as because you're right, you can't not communicate. I'm a communicator.
No, right. I was dating a guy who said he liked me so much, but he was so busy. And I said, people do what they want to do.
You make time for what you want to have.
Right.
What you want to make time for.
Listen, and when I stopped texting and stopped putting out the effort, then he moved in. But like I said, you can't just ignore my text and I'm going to keep going.
By then, the interest is no longer there, because I'm who I am. I'm what I was taught, and I am the prize.
Hello.
You gonna chase me, and if I have to do any chasing, that means I need to sit down, have several stadium size seats, because I'm not running. I'm not chasing. I'm the
prize, and I don't care who you are, what you have, how fine you are,
how much money you have. None of that matters to me, because all of that is yours, and you're gonna give me what you want me to have. And if you want me to have you, you're gonna make yourself available.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to get me, is be available, because I almost run from relationships because the fear of it's going to inhibit what I'm doing. I'm booked and busy. I got dreams and aspirations. Plus I have children. I'm trying to make sure they can see their dreams, and I really don't have time for frivolous quote unquote dating. If you're not serious, trying to really have a real relationship that's going to go somewhere,
right?
I'm not out here in this dusty dating pool and there's no one with the chlorine drops. No, I'm okay. I'll go have my little spot over here and stay booked and busy, because that works for me. And unfortunately, God saw different, and I had to make room for love, but it was somebody that was willing to look past my busy, look past my walls, and say, ma'am. And then he didn't have any of these qualities either.
He didn't have those.
No, none of these toxic, like this one, number 4.
Okay, come on.
now I know all of us.
You should have gave me that one, but go ahead.
I'm gonna let you tell your experience. How about that?
Maybe. No, okay.
Number 4, the manipulator. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I probably should have fixed
The
me a cup of water.
manipulator. This is a
The
toxic person
manipulator.
number 4. Go ahead.
Will steer your joy as though you made it, especially for them.
Mm.
They'll tell half truths or straight out lies. And when they have enough people squabbling, they will be your savior.
Come on.
Don't worry, I'm here for you. They'll listen, they'll comfort, and then they'll fix it to tear your butt down again.
Wow.
I ain't gonna read all of it. I just like to have the talking points, but
the manipulator. I'll say this. Oftentimes, the manipulator and the controller are the same person.
Yeah.
That same narcissistic personality.
A narcissist definitely has all of these
master
traits.
Manipulator.
That gaslighting. It is very interesting how a person can manipulate a situation and to make, when you're done, you really figuring out trying to fix it. Like, maybe it was my fault.
Say that.
Well, you know what? I do sometimes jump to conclusions. You know what? It could just be in my head. But A plus A led you to B, and you've experienced enough to know better. Listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. They're being manipulative. And then the manipulation runs as far as to try to question your mental. Have you heard the one that this is why your last relationship didn't work? Or this is why you're single. This is why. Then this is why I'm gonna stay single. You, because it ain't got nothing to do with what you're talking about. I'm gonna stay single as long as you own the plate. If you at the table, I'm gonna stay single. You said you had experience with manipulators.
Oh yeah, the narcissist was a master manipulator. Excellent gaslighter. And it was so crazy because I would bring up an issue. Hey, I didn't like how this happened, and it would always be flipped around to me.
Yeah, it's your fault. What you did wrong. Never taking accountability.
Never. Absolutely
let me okay, and I'm gonna take it back a little bit because I want to get more in depth about, because you did make a connection,
okay,
and you guys walked away. I'm gonna bring it back. Did y'all end up with a friendship? Okay, better yet. I got it. I'm just gonna sum this up like this here. Ready for love.
Okay.
Lesson and blessing.
Well, which one? You want me to
both of them? I want you to tell me what your lesson was of Ready for Love and what your blessing was. Because I know you learned something, and then you was happy about something that you took away.
The blessing of it is I got a chance to be myself. Like I didn't go on there pretending to be nobody. I'm Wynter. What you see is what you get.
Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed that, but a lot of people notice that about me.
Real down to earth. Just it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You've never changed. You've been the same every time I've met you, seen you. So yes, I can agree. She is Wynter.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Spring, summer, fall.
And Wynter. The blessing in it is I didn't, me being me, I was so blessed by how many people received me and loved me immediately. It was such a blessing to have so many people that say, hey, I identify with what you've gone through with your divorce. I identify with who you are. I just like your energy. Like that was a major blessing that I can be me, and there are people who are going to love me
just because.
I
don't, man.
Right.
Okay.
That was the blessing.
I like that. That is a blessing. Especially in an experience when you think it's going to alter. Because you go in,
you don't know what you're gonna get.
Right.
You don't know how people are gonna receive you. I don't care how sweet you are.
Right. Because it's all up to the editing.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. Because they can take the sweetest person and edit them out,
baby,
and take little pieces. And what people don't understand is,
they can.
You may say, "Oh, something stinks," and be in the kitchen. And then they'll have you say, "Ooh, something stinks," and they'll show you with one of your castmates walking by, and so now the world think you saying
she talking about her behind her back, telling me she stink. That's how they can do it. You're right.
So
that was the blessing. The lesson is, I think, my lesson was to never let your guard down. And what I
Stay
mean
ready.
by that was I had some discerning things that came up about some of the guys that I kind of turned down because I'm like, I really want to find love. I really want to, experience this ready to love thing. And I want to give, the audience everything that they want too.
Right.
I want them to see a love
Right.
connection. So I turned down my discernment a little. And I won't ever do that again.
Because you knew right. Day one.
It was some guys I'm like,
Day one. No, your spidey senses goes off.
Right.
Especially when you're in a space with several options. Me, in my experience, because I've done the, group setting or whatnot, and you kind of vary through and listen to the conversation. Once they say this, okay, I can't rock with him.
Mm-hmm.
This, so to have. Yeah.
But you on this island, figurative island, and you got these 10 men and you want to make a connection. So you're like, okay, well, I'll ignore that red flag. Okay, well, I don't really like that, but okay, let's see.
Yeah. But I want the audience to see me mixing and mingling, even though I would never mix and mingle with you. I'm going to give the audience.
I didn't say it. She said.
Even though Chris, I would never
Chris said it,
mix and mingle with you, and I need you to know that. In the real world, I wouldn't even give you a second glance. But for TV purposes, it is what it is. The last and not least.
She said it.
I did mint that and a word to go with it. Look. I have a t-shirt that says no BS allowed. Been there, done that. Got this t-shirt to prove.
Love it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Been
straight no chasing.
Love it.
So with that being said, the final one, the last and the least.
Oh, goodness.
Number 5.
Okay. Number 5, toxic person.
The bullshitter.
Okay.
When I read this, I was like, oh, I know him. I know him well. Mm-hmm. I know about 3 of him. But anywho, they talk themselves up. They talk others down, and they always have a reason for not doing what they say. They'll lie outright, or they'll give you versions of the truth. Not a lie.
Versions
just not
of the
truth. Seriously, you can't believe a word they say. There's no honesty, which means there's no intimacy. At worst, bullshitters are heartbreakers. And for me,
I don't know. Do you have experience with a bullshitter? I don't think I do.
I don't have experience with dating them, but I have a lot of friends. That's why I say I know them. I have a lot of guy friends. And as much as I love my bros, some of them fall right up under this category. Mr. Bullshit. And I tell them, and they're
I can't be around people like that.
I can, because you're who you are. As long as I know who you are,
then
and you are who you are, authentically you, I can love you through all of that. Because at the end of the day, God say love the hell out of folks. And sometimes your bullshit is your hell. I'm going to love that hell up out of you.
That's a gift. That's a gift.
No, I've been told that.
I'm so serious because I can't. Once I determine that you are a liar, you bullshit, and you just, putting up a big front, it's like, I can't even.
I can't let you do that with me. Let me say that.
Okay.
I'll call you.
But you can be friends with someone who behaves that way.
And I've seen them in public, and they, it becomes just this, and I know them genuinely, and I know their heart, and I know that's really a defense mechanism. Most people that walk around with this characteristic don't mean to be toxic. That's their insecurity. They don't know that bullshitting is a toxic behavior. They feel it's a protection of them, because if they puff themselves up, then everybody's paying attention to them, and they're important when they don't feel so important on the inside. Right. And so I love on them. When they come with that, I'm like, hey, have time out for that. You ain't got to do all that. My code word is team too much, because I have a very good friend, and when we hang out, you know who you are, and I love you, bro. But that's my code word for him, team too much, because he'll get it if it's like a bunch of ladies coming in, and I'm his wing woman sometimes. So this is how I get caught up in the space with the master bullshitter. Yes, because he's a really great guy. It's really sweet as pie. It's just when he's nervous or in new spaces, this characteristic of him, this flaw, is the loudest and the brightest in the room.
So he's just supremely insecure. I think that's what, when you talk about the bullshitter, I think the bottom line is they are very, very, very insecure. And so they have to create this.
I'm serious. I don't even think that that's why I use this one as the last, because I don't even think this person knows that they're this person.
You don't think they know they're lying?
I think no, because I think if you lie like you lie when you lie, it's something not right in your head. I mean, think about it. Because if I have to lie, I have to consciously. Because I lie. I don't know about y'all, y'all holier than thou, and y'all are perfect out there in the internet world. But there have been instances and circumstances where I had to tell a fib. And it's usually to my children when they want something or they need something and I'm not going to do it. I tell them, okay, or whatnot. But the reason I'm saying that is when I tell something that I know not to be true, there is
like you feel it.
There's a feeling. There's my hairs. It's like I'm almost nervous. There's a my kids tell they could tell when I'm lying. It's because I'm like stuttering because I'm just not comfortable with lying. So if you just blurt out, you don't know you're a liar. You don't know. You can't know it. You
don't think they? Well, I don't know. But no, I can't. Like I'm so like black and white.
Bullshitter, controller, manipulator,
the absent, the taker.
The taker. These are the top 5 toxic traits to look out for. It has been a great conversation with Miss Wynter. Did you enjoy yourself, Wynter?
I have. This is a very good topic, and I'm probably gonna borrow these and add a few to them. Oh, you give me?
Girl, you can look. It's a whole 15 of them. I'll send you the whole write-up because
look out for this on Instagram.
I'm
believe. Work with it.
And wait till you get into 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Oh
no, I was sparing you, child, because it's 15 of them. Like we just gonna really keep it light, but these were the ones that I felt would be great to discuss, and we both could have experiences in because most everybody has dealt with those type of people.
Absolutely.
And now my question to you is: a lot of times we walk around pointing the finger at toxic people, and sometimes we could be the toxic people. Have you ever had an experience that you can look back on and say, you know what? I was toxic.
Oh, sure. So part of, many people know about my marriage and the infidelity that happened in my, relationship very early on. But self-reflection is real. If you really love yourself, you really do need to be self-reflecting and self-aware. And I can be honest and say that I came into a relationship and I didn't bring any vulnerability. I had walls up.
And you went forward with full-fledged with a commitment and everything?
I went forward with a marriage and a wedding and all of the big things. But I did not allow my guard down. I didn't allow myself to be fully seen, fully admit. I was under lock and key.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. Because one of the reasons I've never married is because of all of those reasons that I know honestly about myself. How did you get because that was courageous to move forward knowing you were in that box?
I didn't know that at the time, though. I didn't know until I got out of the marriage and I looked back and I said, you know what? He cheated and he did a lot of very toxic things, but I didn't give him a fighting chance to even really get
You were not even fully available to him.
No.
Wow.
Not completely. I mean, I think he really wanted to love me and I had this idea of how things should be and this is how our relationship should work. This is what I should do. And I had these very strict walls up that definitely made it difficult.
So where did you develop those walls? Is it from upbringing? Was it from your ideology? Yes, I'm trying to figure it out because that's a lot of people.
I'll go there with you today.
Come on, because people are not. I've never said that out loud, but that's honestly one of the reasons because I've been asked, I've been proposed to, but I honestly couldn't go forward with it because I knew I wasn't ready.
I wasn't aware of it, but through counseling and a lot of serious prayer, we found out that the root came because my parents divorced when I was young.
So you didn't want to make any mistakes because you didn't want to have that same outcome.
That's it.
So if we do everything perfect,
has to be perfect. I'm going to be the perfect wife. I'm going to do everything perfectly. I'm going to cook perfectly. I'm going to clean perfectly. Like I was hell bent on being the perfect wife.
And then he had to go and mess it up.
But he probably, his infidelity, I don't even know what his, I don't.
That's a whole nother
story. That's him, right?
Right. But and let me say this: I'm not into male bashing. I love my brothers, and it wasn't all his fault. They both played parts, but I showed
no,
that
it was
didn't
all his
help.
fault. It was all his fault. Because when a man make a decision to lay down with a woman, that's 100% your decision.
Well, I don't know. I'm not
care
gonna
what
say
you're doing.
the divorce was all his fault.
No, but
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the cheating. Trust me. We could talk about Melody Ho because I love to get into the current events.
I don't know I haven't been watching that show.
Oh,
but wait. Let me finish this thought.
Let's finish.
Where was I going? Okay, yeah. So I look back and say I wanted to be perfect, but he knew that wasn't full. He wasn't getting the full me. And so you add the infidelity to that, this perfect idea, this infidelity comes in, and it is a recipe for absolute disaster.
Did y'all communicate though? Did he ever say to you, I need more? Or was it, you felt like it was the perfect situation in your eyes, so he didn't have anything that was wrong on his end?
Did he communicate? I think he would communicate like he didn't. No, I don't know. I don't think that ever came up.
And that's what I always tell a lot of people when it comes to relationships. Like, are you guys doing the check-ins? Are you communicating? Because you're forever evolving. You guys changed within the relationship. You guys grew. Obviously, you grew because you learned that you were not even available to a whole marriage. It was more about the ceremony than the actual work.
Oh, it was not even just the ceremony. It was more about this idea that I had about how my marriage should look.
Okay, so on those days that you had a hard day and you were tired, you would still, because you said you had to do it right. It had to be done perfect. So you would push yourself, be void of your own needs, to make sure that you cooked every day, you did everything was structured.
It was, not to the point where, because I married a man who knew how to take care of himself, so he could cook for himself. Okay. It wasn't that, but when I did, it was, very good, and the presentation was good.
So you a chef on the side too?
No, no, but in the marriage, I don't even like cooking.
Wait a minute. So you present this perfect, pretty package, and you're not even a person that likes to eat. Yeah, eating and cooking is two different things, though.
But no, I don't even really like to cook. And looking back, my husband was grateful for my cooking, but it wasn't even a big deal. It was me, like, this is what I have to do. He didn't care about that.
Because that's what a wife does.
Right.
So that's
and
what
he's like, I can cook for myself.
Wow.
Listen, you went there, so...
No, that's a good place to go. That's a good place to segue. And I'm not going to keep you too much longer because we could go on and on.
We could keep going, but you asking all the right questions. And I love the fact that you're already aware of your lack of vulnerability and the walls that you have built. That's huge. No. No,
I'm okay. I'm okay with me.
No, but I like what you're doing.
Look, let me take my glasses off because you're the expert. I done asked you, look, let's talk.
Because when I teach self-love, people, I can't tell you enough how big it is that you're able to identify your faults and be self-aware. That's a huge part of self-love, and you don't give yourself enough credit for that.
Thank you.
So good job.
It took a lot of work, and I've paid some people,
paid some therapists, right? That's huge.
And it's not like you think you don't go lay on no couch. You're usually sitting at a desk, and they over there, and you over here. But
no, the fact that you're self-aware is huge. Now, all you have to do, not all you have to do, but now as you continue your journey to work through those walls, that's when husband shows up, better relationship shows up. Self-awareness is the first step. So y'all, if you are self-aware, you can say, like, I got this issue, and be honest and transparent about it and start working towards it. That's self-love all day. Okay. And that's how you move towards healthy and fulfilling relationships.
Y'all heard it here first from Miss Wynter Patterson. Self-awareness. Okay. I know you have some great nuggets. And before we get out of here, I do want to give you the opportunity to share everything that you have going on.
Yes.
I was going through the calendar. I was like, whoo, child.
She got a lot.
Your calendar is booked and busy. Go ahead and run out, let them know where you're going to be at in the next couple of weeks so they can definitely be there and be supportive. Okay, I'm going to let you, because I don't have it in front of me, and I hate when I don't have my notes in front of me, but you have something coming up next week, right?
So those of you who are not following me, you can find me on Instagram at Wynter Patterson, Wynter with a Y, Wynter Patterson. I have Wine with Wynter that's still showing on YouTube currently. If you want to catch me interviewing some amazing people, I'm there. I will be in Atlanta next weekend for a I'm Every Woman brunch. I'm excited about that. I have at the end of the month, I have something coming up in St. Louis. I can't remember, Lord.
I know. And next time I'll know because you'll be back to update us.
Yeah.
We're going to have you back, Wynter, because I really want to sit down and have a conversation and share with the audience some of the nuggets that you share, like what it means to self-love, why they call you the self-love advocate.
We really do. Like, let's do it like soon.
No, seriously, like I'm gonna sit down and look at my calendar. I know you go because I know I saw you gonna be out of town the next 2 weeks. You'll be traveling, but within 3 weeks you'll be back.
I'll be back.
So we're gonna get Miss Wynter back on the City Highlights, and we're gonna do an update. And we gonna talk.
And and the reason why I love your platform is because you actually are showing me that you're doing the work. So this is a good thing. Oh, and the last thing, Love University. If you want to be a part of Love University, that starts on April the 20th. You can find it loveuniversity.live.
Loveuniversity.live. Thank you guys. Thank you, Wynter, so much. This has been an amazing conversation. Yes. I know you guys are like, wait a minute, that looks a whole lot different. I know this is not how we normally do the City Highlights, but when you have Miss Wynter Patterson in the building, you make things happen. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can always catch me Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 right here on the GMT platform. That's www.gmtradio.com. Or if you're smart like me and Wynter, you can always just get the app and have us at the flick of your wrist. Go to your Play Store, dial in 90.3 GMT and pull up the app. Have it right at the flick of your wrist. Be sure and tune in on Monday and Tuesday. I have a special guest, Miss Mika Diamond, who's going to be joining me because you guys know she wrote this book and we got a lot to talk about. I'm actually excited because she's going to read an excerpt from the book.
All right.
So I'm excited. I'm really proud of Mika. Mika has always done amazing things in the community. And I'm just really excited that she was able to be vulnerable and sit down and write and share with you guys. So first place you're going to get to hear an excerpt from the book next Tuesday. Rest in peace to Mr. DMX. Yes. Condolences and love to the family. Also, R&B Princess of Houston, Miss J. Renee. We miss you already, love bug. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great one. And y'all ain't got to get off my live, but you got to get off my live. Bye.
Bye.